One person in contact with our NATO allies is North Carolina Senator Tom Tillis. He has a vested interest in this, not only for national security, but also because he represents the state that is sending troops to Europe. It's a historical fact that Fort Bragg is often the first to deploy troops.
In North Carolina, the Global Response Force and the 82nd Airborne are usually the first ones to get the call.
North Carolina Senator Tom Tillis is co-chair of the Senate NATO Observer Group and is in direct contact with those allies and with the ambassador to NATO.
We're going to our NATO allies to make it very clear to Mr. Putin that we're committed to the NATO alliance, and that's the whole goal here. It's not to send troops to Ukraine, but to make it very, very clear that we have a bright line with any of our NATO allies and their sovereignty.
Breaking with some of his Republican counterparts, Tillis is in agreement with President Biden's decision to send troops to Poland and Germany.
This is a time where we have to show strength. Putin only responds to strength. It takes advantage of appeasement, and he takes pause when he sees us project power, and that's exactly what we're doing.
That said, he does not agree with the Biden administration's delay to implement sanctions against Russia.
When you mass 100,000 troops just across the border of a sovereign nation, that's all you need to respond in a way that says as long as they're there are going to be economic consequences. So I think waiting until after is a bad idea, not to mention that he would control territory that could even make it more difficult for access to energy in Western Europe.
So one of the other big concerns, Liz, that could affect all of us too, is there's great concern that Russia could issue some sort of cyber attack that could affect us. We don't need that.
And that's been a huge concern as well.
Absolutely. Even way before this, but now even more so.
All right, Russ, thanks. Yeah. Well, a 13-year-old